This is VK3CSJ in Narre Warren South. Please stand by for this morning's WIA broadcast at 9 a.m. on 1825 kHz in the 160 metre amateur radio band. This is VK3CSJ in Narre Warren South. Please stand by for this morning's WIA broadcast at 9 a.m. on 1825 kHz in the 160 metre amateur radio band.
This national news edition originates from VK1WIA and is rebroadcast throughout Australia and around the world under a common licence published on the WIA website. This WIA national news service is copyright to the Wireless Institute of Australia and rebroadcast is authorised only under the provisions of that common licence. WIA Director and Company Secretary Peter Cleave, VK8ZZ.
From Australia, this is the Wireless Institute of Australia with the weekly news service. This broadcast is in text, audio and video and is accessed on wia.org.au.
And yes, it's the last broadcast this WIA year. The AGM is next weekend. But news-wise, there's lots in this edition of News from the Wireless Institute of Australia, and it is for week commencing Sunday, April 26, 2026. I'm Editor Graham, VK4BB.
This is the official VK Ham News from the One, VK1 WIA.
Hello. ITU Corporation repurposes Linton Armoury facility to house iconic amateur radio manufacturing. In a major expansion of its Indiana footprint, ITU Corporation has purchased the former Linton National Guard Armoury to serve as the new manufacturing hub for Hy-Gain and Cushcraft. By acquiring these legendary brands from MFJ Enterprises, ITU is centralising production at the 15-acre Linton site. This new endeavour will bring between 20 to 50 new jobs to Linton. Martin F. Dew, president and founder of MFJ Enterprises Inc., is pleased to announce the sale of the renowned Hy-Gain and Cushcraft antenna, rotator and communication product lines to ITU Corporation, a 25-year-old Indiana engineering and manufacturing company. The designs, tooling, specialised equipment, manufacturing and marketing rights for Hy-Gain and Cushcraft antennas and rotators are included in the sale. An historic radio tower in downtown Binghamton, New York will be used to connect with others around the world on Saturday to commemorate the birthday of one of the inventors of radio. Happening on Saturday, April 25, members of the Binghamton Amateur Radio Association, BARA, will be talking to amateur ham radio operators around the world using the historic Marconi Tower at 45 Lewis Street. The event commemorates the birth of Guglielmo Marconi, one of the inventors of radio, and is held annually on the Saturday closest to his actual birthday. International Marconi Day is the UTC day of Saturday, April 25. For those on the east coast of our island home, this means it'll run from 10 a.m. Saturday to 10 a.m. Sunday. VK2, India Mike Delta, is the Australian station to work. Echo India Zero Mike Alpha Romeo is the Irish station on Saturday the 25th of April during International Marconi Day. The station is located in Ye Olde Hurdy-Gurdy Museum of Vintage Radio at the Martello Tower in Howth. Visitors are welcome to drop by and operate from 1100 hours. NASA is being recognised by the 30th Annual Webby Awards, with 2 Webby Awards and 5 Webby People's Voice Awards, the latter of which are awarded by the voting public. Webbies, reflecting the tremendous growth of the internet, the Webbies honour excellence in 8 major media types: websites and mobile sites, video and film, advertising, media and PR, podcasts, social and games, apps, software and immersive, creators, and new this year, AI. Established in 1996 during the web's infancy, the Webbies is presented by the IADAS, a 3,000-plus member judging body. The Academy is comprised of executive members, leading internet experts, business figures, luminaries, visionaries, and creative celebrities, and associate members who are former Webby winners, nominees, and other internet professionals. Since 1998, NASA has been nominated for more than 100 Webby Awards, winning 51 Webbies and 72 People's Voice Awards. The RSGB would like to thank everyone who joined the RSGB 2026 AGM, which was held online 18th of April. If you missed the live event, you're able to watch the full live stream on the Society's YouTube channel. As well as the formal AGM business, there was a special message from the RSGB President, and the board answered questions from RSGB members on a wide range of topics. The AGM was followed by a presentation on the Society's work to defend the spectrum and ensure that radio amateurs can enjoy amateur radio across the bands. If you'd like to read more about the RSGB's work in protecting the spectrum, including successes in spectrum access and defence, as well as current concerns, visit rsgb.org/spectrum-protection. Winners of the RSGB 2026 construction competition and the RSGB trophies were also announced. Timestamps are in the video summary on YouTube, allowing you to skip to particular sections you wish to watch. Go to rsgb.org/AGM to find out more about the AGM, including personal statements from the new elected and nominated board directors, as well as regional representatives. A New York State man has been charged with interfering with the radio channels used by emergency services in his city. Kent Peterson, KC0DGY, has those details.
Police in Central State New York have arrested a man and charged him with interfering with emergency radio channels by transmitting false statements over equipment he was unauthorized to use. Local media reports said police stopped Chad Potter of Sherburne, New York on the 31st of March while he was driving in a vehicle equipped with a number of radios tuned to frequencies where, according to police, he has been disrupting emergency services. A report on WBNG News 12 said that an investigation into reported radio interference dates back to 2021. Police said that fire, EMS, and law enforcement operations were disrupted several times by his messages. The WBNG News report described one transmission as, quote, shots fired, end quote, which reportedly caused concern and confusion among first responders and the public. On the day when Potter was arrested on the radio-related charges, city police had pulled him over in relation to a traffic stop. Investigators said his vehicle was equipped with aftermarket lighting that made it look like he was an emergency responder. Police issued a citation to him for the lighting. This is Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
Thanks, Kent. The U.S. Federal Communications Commission, FCC, has now identified consumer internet system routers produced by foreign companies as a potential security risk and has added most router models to the Commission's covered list. As detailed in a public notice, the FCC's action follows a determination by an executive branch interagency body that such routers pose an unacceptable risk to the national security of the United States or the safety and security of United States persons. Specifically, the interagency body determined that foreign-produced routers introduce supply chain vulnerabilities and pose serious cybersecurity threats. The FCC reports that foreign-made internet routers were determined to be involved in recent cyber attacks that targeted vital US infrastructure, including the Vault, Flax, and Salt Typhoon incidents. The interagency determination provides an exemption for routers that have obtained conditional approval from either the US Department of War or the Department of Homeland Security. Dollar General has announced the planned rollout of an AI-enabled in-store audio network from QSIC to approximately 6,000 DG stores in 48 states of the USA. As part of the deal with QSIC, Dollar General said it will be able to deliver localised and measurable audio content and ads to customers while providing advertisers with data-driven advertising opportunities at one of the nation's most expansive retail footprints. Dollar General operates more than 20,000 stores across the United States, with approximately 75% of the US population living within 5 miles of a location, many of those being in rural communities. QSIC is a global in-store audio platform that uses AI and data intelligence. It works with retailers and brands to enhance in-store media by integrating point-of-sales data, curated music, and AI-generated audio ads to deliver targeted messaging. So, next time you're in a Coles store here in VK, is Coles Radio live or AI? For WIA National News in Sydney, I'm Jason, VK2 LAW.
From here, there and everywhere, you've tuned to the Wireless Institute of Australia's National News Service. We are VK1WIA. Now, operational news with Felix, VK4FUQ.
Hello there. Now, contest-wise 2026. Rahul, ZS1C reports that the results for the RSGB Commonwealth Contest, run on 14 and 15 March, show Australia is coming in first place, but, as part of Team Africa, he is proud to say that Team Africa came third worldwide. Highest score for Region 1 outside of the UK. ZS1C has been elected to join the RSGB's Evans Committee to promote the contest in South Africa, in hopes to get Morse code operators to dust off the Morse transmitting keys, get on the air and prepare to take part in this year's Common Contest, one of the oldest Morse code contests with a long, colourful history starting in 1931. This weekend, April 25 and 26, SPDX Ready Contest, worldwide on bands 80, 40, 20, 15, 10 metres. UK EIDX Contest CW, worldwide on bands 80, 40, 20, 15 and 10 metres. Helvetia Contest, Switzerland, with participation worldwide. CW SSB Digital on bands 160, 80, 40, 20, 15 and 10 metres. May Harry Angel Memorial Sprint, May 2nd. June 6 and 7 BK Shires Contest. June 20 and 21 BHF UHF Field Day. July 4 and 5 NZART Memorial Contest. July 11 and 12 IARU HF Championship. July 18 BK Trans-Tasman Contest. July 25-26 RSGB IOTA Contest. Now let's open the DX window to the world. After a lot of work behind the scenes, DX Look has been completely rebuilt and is now live in production. This isn't just an update, it's a full rewrite of the front end, the part you interact with, designed to make the site faster, cleaner and much easier to use across all devices. What changed? If you've used DX Look before, the idea is the same. A single place to see real-time propagation using data from PSK Reporter, WSPR, RBN, DX Cluster, POTA, SOTA, APRS and Space Weather. In the world of DX, Harry JG7 PSJ will be calling QRZ as 3D1 BMH from Chirijima, IOTA number AS031. Osagawa from 26 April to 4 May. He will operate CW, SSB and RIDI on 40 to 10 metres. Aldir PY1 SAD is on the air as 3R1TM from Guyana until the 10th of May, operating CW, SSB and digital modes on 160 to 6 metres. He is also operating via satellite from 23 hours to 03 hours UTC during the week and full-time on weekends. Special event station GB2JAF will be active on Saturday the 25th of April from 10 AM UTC time to celebrate the life and work of Professor Sir John Ambrose Fleming, the inventor of the thermionic valve. Look out for activity on the 40 and 20 metre bands using SSB. There will also be some activity via the GB3LV repeater and Echolink. More information is available at qrz.com. DIA YI1DZ has renewed his contact with the World Food Programme for 6 months and expects to return to Juba, South Sudan, in the coming days. Look for him to operate as Z81D on various bands, mainly FT8 during his spare time. QSL via Club Logs OQRS, LOGW or via OM3JW. Commemorating the 40th anniversary of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant disaster, 26 April 1986, the special call sign EN40CNP will be used 18 to 30 April from various locations across Ukraine. QSOs will be uploaded to LOGW and QRZ. For WIA National News, I'm Felix VK4FUQ in Ingham.
From here, there and everywhere, you've tuned to the Wireless Institute of Australia's National News Service. We are VK1WIA. Now, special interest group news with Bruce, VK3FFF.
And a very good day to you. Worldwide special interest groups, astronomy and wireless weather. A group of scientists from the University of the Basque Country, Spain, has discovered something in Martian rocks that definitely shouldn't be there. Traces of ink from a standard ballpoint pen. This discovery has nothing to do with extraterrestrial civilizations. As it turned out, the traces were left behind after the team prepared the samples they received from NASA's Johnson Space Center. This discovery highlights the critical vulnerability of space materials to terrestrial contamination, which can sometimes be impossible to remove. Despite the curious nature of the discovery, researchers insist there is no reason to doubt scientific findings. Modern analytical methods make it possible to distinguish terrestrial contaminants from Martian materials with a high degree of accuracy. The likelihood that scientists would mistakenly interpret blue polyester as evidence of life on Mars is negligible. Nevertheless, this study serves as an important warning for the future. The Perseverance rover has collected soil samples that will eventually be returned to Earth as a part of the Mars Sample Return mission. A team from the University of the Basque Country hopes that their recommendations will help improve decontamination protocols and minimise risks. Worldwide special interest groups, balloons. On Sunday, April 19th, 2026, Edge of Space Sciences and Intro to Space launched 2 balloons with APRS payload. The balloons, launched from Metro State University of Denver in Colorado, carried an APRS beacon utilizing call sign AE0SS-4. In addition to the APRS payload, the balloon carried an ADS-B beacon and sonar experiment. Launched were 2 3,000-gram latex balloons carrying a total of 17 experiments for MSU Denver's Intro to Space program. All payloads were recovered successfully. Edge of Space Sciences formed in 1990 and has been launching high-altitude balloon experiments on behalf of universities, colleges, high schools and middle schools for over 26 years. Also, a brief update on South Africa's Pico balloons. As of Friday the 17th of April, ZS1 AFB-1 was currently the only South African Pico balloon still aloft. After 100 days and 238,000 kilometres, it completed its 6th lap of the Earth on the 13th of April. Friday, 17th of April, it began its journey across the Pacific Ocean to start its 7th lap. For worldwide special interest group news, we're now joined by Maria.
During 2026, the Australian chapter of the Worldwide Flora Fauna WWFF program will be offering a special award, the 2026 VKFF Ladies Award. There are 2 beautiful certificates on offer, one for the ladies who activate VKFF reference areas and one for those who work the ladies in VKFF reference areas. There are 5 levels: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond and sapphire. The special award will run for all of 2026. For the award, activate means logging 10 QSOs. Please submit your activator log in the normal fashion to your relevant state, territory VKFF representative. This award is not implemented in WWFF log search. A spreadsheet can be found on the WWFF Australia website, which when complete should be sent via email to the VKFF National Coordinator, Paul, VK5PAS, at vkffaustralia@gmail.com. More information on the 2026 VKFF Ladies Award can be found on the WWFF Australia website at www.ffaustralia.com. 73 and 44, Maria, VK5, Mike Alpha Zulu.
Thanks, Maria. Well, we've just met a girl named Maria and already time to meet another, this time Jen, to explain when is a ham club poter not just a poter? when it turns into an impromptu on-the-air outing for Scouts working to earn their Radio Merit Badge.
It started as a POTA at the historic Santa Fe Prairie Nature Preserve just outside Chicago city limits.
We're just going to do a POTA event, and one of the members is a Scout leader and said, well, hey, how about if I bring some Scouts?
That member was Dennis Calderon, KC9DSP, president of the Suburban Technical Amateur Radio System, referring to Tom Bosworth, KE9JQ, who is both an amateur radio operator and active in Scouts for nearly 4 decades. Tom is a cubmaster for a local pack.
And I'm a Radio Merit Badge counselor. We offered this out to the council. We expected 4 or 5 to show up, and we have 35 here today.
Tom was referring to a Radio Merit Badge class. He says it is inevitable that kids today will grow up to have careers in computers and technology.
This is the most basic technology you're going to have.
He said the first thing he covered with the Scouts was to tell them what radio is.
Which isn't just ham radio, obviously. It's also broadcast radio. It's your garage door opener.
The club set up 5 stations, giving the Scouts a hands-on experience of how everything works. Club members set up stations for FT8, CW Morse code. They use mobile units to hit their 2-meter repeater, sideband voice.
One of the requirements is for them to talk to 5 other stations. So when they're on sideband and when they're on the FT8, they're actually participating in the communication.
Dennis, the club's president, plans to host more events for local Scouts to not only earn the Radio Merit Badge, but to carry the torch of ham radio.
But we have to get the youth involved and pass it down generation after generation. Get them involved so that they can get into this community to help people out.
From Chicago, I'm Jen DeSalvo, W9TXJ.
Thanks, Jen, and of course, Tom. Worldwide special interest groups, Final Frontier. More little Aussies talking to space. Scouts Australia, Western Australia branch, Mount Hawthorn, Western Australia, using Telebridge via AB10C, spoke to the ISS call sign, which was NA1SS, and crew member Jack Hathaway, KJ5NIV. The ARIS mentor was Shane Lind, VK4KHZ, and this successful contact was on Friday, April 17th, UTC. K4KHZ was also involved in a contact with Diamond Harbour School, Christchurch, New Zealand, via IK1SLD. The ISS call sign this time, OR4ISS, and the scheduled crew member again, Jack Hathaway, KJ5NIV. Contact was go for Monday, April 20th. And the ITU Handbook on Amateur and Amateur Satellite Services 2026 edition. The International Telecommunication Union has dropped the 2026 edition of its handbook on amateur and amateur satellite services, and it is a global regulatory document that is actually worth getting excited about. It's a comprehensive, single-source reference putting together the technical, operational and regulatory foundations of amateur radio and satellite activity worldwide, aimed squarely at administrations, regulators and the amateur community itself. For the amateur radio community, this release is more than a handbook. It's a strategic tool. It underpins advocacy, supports education frameworks, and provides a globally recognized reference point for spectrum, licensing, and emerging technologies like amateur satellites and digital communications. Whether you're influencing regulators, designing training pathways, or just trying to explain to someone that amateur radio is more than old blokes with microphones, this document gives you the backing of international policy, science, and decades of collective expertise. The free publication is available from the IARU at the link in this week's WIA National News Service text edition. If you've been enjoying continuous operation using the newly awakened Fuji Oscar 29 from Japan, you may want to make plans to take a break. AMSAT News reports that on or around the 21st of April, the satellite will return to a period of eclipse. In other words, no more sunlight. The Japan Amateur Radio League has estimated that the satellite will remain without power and go back to sleep and out of service for about a month. the satellite is fully dependent on its solar panels since its onboard batteries have not worked in many years. And there is a bright spot in all of this, and we do mean bright in every sense of the word. Full sunlight will become available to the satellite again starting around the 20th of May. Hams can once again look forward to more continuous operation through to the middle of November. Worldwide special interest groups, radio amateur young timers, YOTA, youngsters on the air. Here's Alan, VK2COD.
Thank you, Bruce. I am glad to report that the Radio Society of Great Britain continues to grow and strengthen its support for young radio amateurs across the UK. The RSGB has created 2 new volunteer youth team roles for this purpose. Chris Aitken, Mike 0 Whiskey India Charlie, has been made the youth chair, and Leon Shaw, Mike 0 Victor Uniform Foxtrot, is the youth vice chair. The two will be working closely together to help guide and develop the expanding youth team for RSGB. Sophie Bourne, Mike 9 Lima Bravo Whiskey will collaborate with Chris over the coming months. Later this year, Sophie will take on full responsibility for the youth champion for school roles. Both Leon and Sophie represented the RSGB at last year's YOTA summer camp. They supported the youth stand at the RSGB 2025 convention. They also took part in a RSGB Tonight at 8 webinar episode to share their experiences of amateur radio and how it has shaped their interests. Sophie also brought fresh ideas to the recent RSGB membership strategy workshop, which will help shape future youth engagement. For WIA National News, I am Alan, VK2COD in Sydney. Now back to you, Bruce.
Thanks, Alan. Worldwide special interest groups, video. The ARIS Slow Scan Television SSTV Series 31 event themed World Space Commemoration ran from April 10th through to April 14th, 2026. Transmissions were made on 437.550 MHz FM using the Robot 36 mode from the International Space Station. Images celebrated major space milestones, including Cosmonautics Day and the Space Shuttle program. Amateur radio operators worldwide captured the SSTV pictures and submitted them to the official ARIS SSTV gallery, and many more participants received commemorative certificates for successful receptions. The event provided an excellent opportunity for stations of all experience levels to practice satellite reception techniques and enjoy space-themed imagery. I'm Bruce, VK3FFF from sunny Bendigo.
It's at 8, and clubs are welcome to email text with audio for this section, and it was great to hear the results of one of our social scene plugs through the year, and that was Redfest. And here's Laurie.
Good morning, Graham. This is Laurie, VK4BLE from the Redcliffe and Districts Radio Club with a Redfest 26 wrap-up. Redfest 26 was a great success and well supported by the amateur radio community. There was approximately 350 to 400 people who attended over the course of the day. The feedback on the day was very positive, and with the event spread out over multiple areas, which made it so much easier to move around and catch a bargain. We must also thank ICOM Australia, Alara and the WIA QSL Bureau for their attendance at this great event. The technical presentations this year at Redfest were a hit, and a big thanks to Peter, VK3TMP from FreeDV. His presentation was excellent and well attended. A big thanks to Glenn, VK4NGA, for providing 2 presentations, as our WIA director, Peter, VK4EA, was called away on urgent matter and was unable to attend at the last minute. There are too many individuals to thank who helped put this event on, and without them we would not have been able to do it. Thank you all, and see you at Redfest 27.
Thanks, Laurie. Now, until next we meet, I'm Graham, VK4BB. Walk softly. See you next WIA year.
From Australia, this has been the Wireless Institute of Australia with the weekly news service. This broadcast is in text, audio and video and is accessed on wia.org.au.
Courtesy of Bevan, VK5BD's ATV and YouTube channel, this has been WIA National News. We're back now, live and local, and your voice, your callbacks. And don't forget, tick like.